Hello again, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. Happy Monday. Um, I'm in a weird spot again, brothers and sisters. I already dropped the the link to join in the chat, so should be pinned at the top. For those who find themselves this way and feel like joining, please do. But be warned, here's where I'm coming from. A little bit fired up, but a lot filled with faith, like filled with praise of God, praise of life. I'm feeling good, brothers and sisters. I am feeling good. But man, boy, there's some people that are really starting to piss me off. So today may be an interesting stream, but praise be, we'll see where it goes. Chuck, God bless you. Good to see you again. HMFIC of Steve. Good to see you, brother. TW as well. Today, really, this day, it was created for us. Can you believe that? I mean, just like, what does that mean? This day created for me? It was uniquely. It seems the same as the others because all the patterns, they seem all familiar. But this world, it is always changing. Sometimes very subtly, but sometimes quite drastically. And it's up to us to notice the difference. And I can, a good example that just came to mind is, in relationship, the lady will go spend money or do extra efforts to make herself appear, more appealing. And then the dude doesn't even notice. It's shown on the sitcoms and in the movies and stuff. But, I experienced those things in my own ways. I remember. Can't remember specifically, but well, do you notice what's different? Oh shit. No. Is it the hair? I don't understand. Is it the attitude? Sorry, memories may not make sense, but the point is there is always change. And whether we notice or not, what we notice is actually what becomes our experiences. And it's really easy to let like all these changes in the background, while it may not affect us day to day, still doing similar routines in the jobs and the relationships. Maybe some of these changes that are going on in the background haven't affected us directly yet. But there's a lot of changes going on in the news regarding economics and politics. There's a lot of aggression being staged out in the global theaters right now. And the economics has always been a shaky game. But it sounds like those folks who have big stakes in the economy, sounds like they're preparing for us to play some different games, right? Bring in a new currency, bring in a different level of control. It's a beautiful game that's being played out. And it's interesting the things we notice, the things we know, and maybe the things we don't. I had this conversation recently with a friend and was reminded by it on a YouTube creator's channel. I've talked to him before, the Elects of God. Speaking about each of us have different abilities, okay? And we are each on our own unique paths of life, soul development, whatever. Every one of our lives is different. We learn different things. We have different levels of cognition, different levels of awareness, perceptions. We each have our own different abilities of seeing. And, science shows the spectrum of sight that we're actually able to perceive, the spectrums of light and sound within the ranges of sight and sound frequencies. What we perceive is very little. and each one of us perceives very little of the all that is, but at the same time we each see so much of different things, right? And I'm trying to think of examples. Politics is probably the best example. Depending on your perception, the information you've learned of, maybe the conservative party and the principles make sense to you, right? Fiscal strength and, strong enforcement of high values, I think, is the concepts. And then the liberal, maybe the Democrat ideals may sound better for you about, sharing support and education with each other, diverting money from the authoritarian enforcement into supporting and raising up the citizenry. So maybe one of those ideals makes perfect sense to you, but what if they're all wrong? See, I'm looking at the game of politics, the world stage that's being played out, and I'm like, hey, brothers, it's just this isn't right. And many people are saying, yeah, we know it's not right. We're going to go over here and complain. Or there's others who are saying, well, never mind that. I have to focus on my preparation. I'm like, well, okay, yeah, okay. All those things are good, I guess. We're all on our own paths. But brothers and sisters, I see the blessings of my life affords me a lot of time in which, time and freedom. I do as I wish, when I wish, and I like learning. So I spend a lot of time learning and trying to understand different things, different people, different experiences. This morning, I came to a wonderful realization of myself. And today, what I was actually going to talk about regarding absence versus abundance, I was going to dive into the concepts of frequency and vibration energies, right? But I realize this talk has been totally different from that. So the realization I had this morning that I was thinking about, though, when each of us as humans, people, when we truly find our strength, when there's no one to turn to, not even to hear our complaints. See, and I think that's actually where a lot of childhood trauma comes in. Children face a problem maybe within the home or outside of the home and don't have a close connection, close bond established yet. And so they feel like they don't have someone to complain to. Or if they do complain, they're not heard. They're not seen. Holy shit, this is me as a kid. So you find your strength when it is only you. It can break you too, apparently. But I was thinking about when I got assaulted a few years ago, got knocked out in the street. Some aspects humiliating, but then coming home and feeling the pain, and there was nobody I could talk to, but nobody fucking cared. And it was like, wow, dude, wow. All right, fucking toughen up. So I learned that lesson. it does make us stronger when we are able to face things alone. Okay, and I actually think maybe when we do receive support, we start taking that for granted, not actually really seeing the value of what someone's support prevents, you know? Here, so the strength I thought of this morning is that's really when we find our strength in ourselves, and it makes perfect sense, right? If you're completely alone and nobody is there to confirm your judgment, your opinion, well, did it happen? Doesn't matter. Obviously not. So the world moves on, you move on. Now, the other one, though, what's really humbling, is when you find reasons to celebrate, like plenty of evidence. You finally achieve this achievement. You've like pushed through to a new level, and there's nobody. Nobody cares. I experienced that too. Tried to push through and celebrate some achievements on my own. It's fucking humbling, man. And so that's when I realized, relationships, dude, those really are, they're the key to our lives, but they're also the greatest detriment. I heard this from, I think it was Tony Robbins. I don't remember. One of those rah guys like me. Family is amazing. It is incredible. It should be treasured and worshiped. However, your family will become your enablers. They'll be the first ones to convince you not to try. They'll be the first ones to say, don't risk that, because they don't want to see you hurt. They care about you and they don't want to see you hurt. So don't avoid the hurt, man. Don't hold yourself back. Find gratitude in all of your experiences. Because I was thinking about that today. The key to true inner peace is not just overcoming or recovering. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. I forgave. Whatever. I'm sorry. I shouldn't mock that. When we have this past memory of not just surviving through it, not just overcoming it, but when you can look back at the past with fondness, with gratitude for everything you remember, not with pride for the mistakes, but with gratitude for the lessons, for the opportunities, for everything that brought and developed you into today. Because if you can sit here right now, wherever you are, however you are, with the conscious reflection of your past and everyone who was involved with it, and just say thank you. Holy cows, what a trip it's been. I mean, shit, all of this time, all of those years and worries and struggles, they brought us all to here. So if we can be grateful for everything that was, it's really easy for me to be grateful for where I am, who I am, how I feel. It's real easy. Because I'm just present. And as a being of body and form, this body and form allows me to have breath, have life breathed through me, right? So I have the awareness of now in this body. I have memories of all those things, all those people. And then I have all these dreams. Brothers and sisters, I do. I have a dream of a future world, this world that we share. And a future, not some far off time, not some future generations. I'm talking right. It can start today. Your better life can start today. My better life starts every day. It's a choice I made for myself a long time ago. After realizing how much self-imposed suffering I had experienced in my life, after humbling myself to how much I'd been holding myself back from greater things, I made a commitment to myself. I will never again go, laying there in bed, reflecting on the day, rather than complaining. I will never again go to bed resentful about the day that I made it through. Never again. And then with that mindset, that commitment, it started to become easier, right? Because then I was looking for reasons to be grateful. And then as I started looking for reasons to be grateful, more reasons to be grateful showed up. And then, holy cows, it's a habit, it's a pattern, it's simple. Life is beautiful, life is amazing. It is the gift we have been graced with. And I tell you what, brothers and sisters, love. Love really is. It's the reason for our being. Some of the notes I had, I mean, really today what I wanted to do is express some praise, share some praise, some good thoughts, some encouragement into this virtual metaverse. The notes I wrote down were just what I was feeling. I was feeling inspired. So inspired today. Seeing the news and seeing the world and recognizing the blessings that I've been gifted leaves me wondering a lot. What do I do? How do I serve? Where may I go? And then on top of that, feeling inspired, I'd received encouragement. And maybe those two went together. I was offered encouragement and that fueled the inspiration. But I've had a few people, and I won't call anyone out. Thank you. Thank you for connecting and staying in touch. And then the blessed. I do feel blessed. I don't know why my life is the way that it is, but I feel comfortable in the choices I've made. I believe, well, the choices I've been making have been for a number of reasons. I got into my head a long time ago. What if, Jack? What if God is with you, truth is on your side, and it's time for the world to change? What if that's true? And I thought, well, if God is with me and has been preparing me to help lead others, to help others understand what I was learning, well, if God was using me, then what might I accomplish? So I've tried to do some crazy things. I've been writing quite a story all alone. And I haven't had people to share the joys and the achievements with, so the story is still pretty silent. I'm still facing some of the hurdles and challenges of the past, but there was a point I was trying to make. I got distracted. Queen of Swords, thank you. And the world of the unreal, amen. People need people. People are both the problem and the solution. And that's the funny part about this experience. There's no separation from the cause and the effect. And the cause and effect are going to be the same thing. Words are beautiful. beautiful instrument, but I don't mean to spread confusion. The point of this is accurate, though. And apply that to the individual, the micro, and the macro. Okay, in each of our lives, people are the problem. But is it the external people or is it this people? In the end, this people is the only one who's got to deal with the problems that I identify, that I choose, that I want to carry. So in the end, I am the problem and solution for my life, and you are the problem and solution for your life. And we, coming together as solutions. See, this is the future I've been dreaming of, brothers and sisters, a future of humanity where the humane, right? Where the generosity, the spirit, the Christ-like divinity of people, where it's actually shown through, where it's encouraged and supported. I see a future where humans simply care about each other. And with care and community, helping each other live the perfect life for each of us. It's possible. I mean, anything we want to achieve, anything we want to create is available to be achieved and to be created. How does it get done? It starts with the idea, it starts with the belief that there is better out there, there is better to be discovered. It starts with the belief and the idea, and then our thoughts do create our experience. It's an incredible mind game that we are living in. So learn how to master your mind. To understand your mind, just surrender your will, perhaps. I don't know. This is a new thought. I don't want to offer suggestions, but what really transformed my own life was accepting explanations that made sense to me. How all of this realm is energy. Okay. So what does that mean? Well, energy is, there's probably many different definitions, probably very good definitions, but just energy is a concept. It's the power and force that moves. And so when you think in energy, think of sound or light, think in frequency and vibrations, wavelengths and spectrums. Right. And so when it comes to energy, you can resonate or you can resist. Kind of like sound, you bring in sounds that match frequency and it creates a harmony, but otherwise there's a distortion. So we can resist or we can resonate. And as an energetic being who is experiencing moments of time, I just resonate or resist the moments of experience. And I allow myself to adapt, the freedom to adapt myself, my energies to, try and communicate with those around me. My recent memories of Mr. Paul on Slave just popped into my head. Kind of given up on that anyway. But so what really came down to, to simplify what I found valuable in my development and in my experience was the practice of control and focus of my attention, right? What am I paying attention to? What am I noticing? And, that was the key. Notice what you're noticing. Notice your awareness. What am I aware of? Because my awareness is me. Whatever I'm aware of, the focus of my mind is what is being brought into my conscious experience. So I truly trust it. It's you also need to think in not only in forms of energy, but in forms of scale too. Because micro and macro, it's universal explanations. It's I believe these are accurate words. Back to where I was going, micro and macro, consider the subtleties of life. The subtleties, man. That's where the variety is found. It's just the subtleties maybe are the sensations. Because we know nature is powerful, right? And these are the arguments I'm remembering. I bring up how how peaceful the natural order of things are, and people want to bring up, how violent nature is. Yes, there is a violence and an order. But from within, it's like a constant stillness that's available. And I don't remember. I'm sorry. No, my mind did drift. Maybe I should wrap it up. Unless folks want to hit the link, join up, or have anything they'd like to address from the comments. I may wrap this up soon. Oh, but regarding this scale, what is noticed and what is not noticed? Oh, you know what? Curious. No. You know what? Hey, sorry, I allowed my mind to drift to the chat from up here, and I didn't mean to. Nubs Revenge, you come in apparently continuing an argument inside your head. I don't know that. Yeah, I did not address you today, and I'm not sure what argument you're carrying today. Hey, yeah, thank you, Salty. Smith, dude, what's up, man? This is this is a bizarre experience. Because seriously, while there's lots of opinions going on about me, and actually, I'm curious. I don't know who watches this, to be honest. By the way, thank you. We crossed that 1,400 where the subscriber count's growing. So thank you for those who are joining. And I hope it does continue. I was debating whether I should play a little bit of the, you know what? Let's do it. I'm going to play some of this Paul Enslaved nonsense to give a demonstration of his behavior and the things that I've been experiencing with an actual reasonable explanation for what I'm seeing. It's I did not want to drop to this level. I'd much rather have conversations. Sorry. Spoke to another real point. I mean, needing people is the problem and solution. It is overcoming the needs. I think that might be what you're getting at. These lives are interesting. It's really easy to convince ourselves we've got the answers. It's really easy to convince ourselves we know better than others. It's just fascinating. So I think, yeah, this was right after I'd had enough of the nonsense. want to fucking cling to and believe. And the more I'm remembering what I've been hearing, I'm going to see my way out. God bless you guys.
Okay, there we go. The same modality over and over. Come in,
get your shit,
get emotionally triggered.
Keith is always very quick and generous with his insults towards me, yet calls himself a follower of Christ, as does Paul, who calls himself a Christed being. It's blasphemous, and it's absolute nonsense. So, admittedly, this is after I went up on the panel and pointed out that I saw the behavior of What's Up, Cynthia. I said it appeared that she's bringing a demon, which is feeding the ego and narcissism. I didn't use narcissism, but it's feeding the ego energy of Paul Enslaved. And I think it's pretty clear for those who have been paying attention, I've had the hopes and ideas. I saw the potential in helping share Paul's wisdom, but he's been using me disrespectfully, dishonestly, under the guise of calling it content. And so even when I humble myself and I play along and I forgive and I play this stupid game of disrespect Jack for entertainment and content, well, then Paul continues to start, I don't know, trying to raise grift, non-grift, receiving donations. So he is obviously in front of everybody profiting from his viewers by using me, yet he pushes me away to call me a user. So I didn't pay close attention. I just saw that they started revealing themselves about me right after I left. So, thanks for suffering through this with me, viewers. I appreciate it.
Go through the loop of denial, calling everyone else in denial. And then as you realize it's going nowhere and you actually have no foundation to stand on, you run off.
I had every foundation to stand on, but I had a panel of people who do not want to accept my truthful and honest and genuine explanations. It's hilarious. Paul is in denial, and those others on the panel are feeding him, enabling his confusion, and Paul enables the confusion. And this is where I'm at, is What's Up, Cynthia has actually been very disrespectful towards me, considering how she presents herself as an honorable person. And so she's been extremely disrespectful with my name from what I've seen. And she's feeding back and forth between Paul her lies. And Nubs, I see the look in your eyes, and I know how you've behaved in the past. Is there any reason you should be brought into my company today? You can drop an explanation in the private chat, Nubs. I see no value in your participation in my experience, nor for the viewers here.
And you've done it over and over again. And I guarantee you do it with that woman and child of yours. And I guarantee that's why they don't trust you and respect you.
He says, I guarantee that's what you do, that woman and child. So he guarantees he knows my behavior with my ex-wife and my son. He guarantees. That is the delusion of this stranger who has no true relationship to me or my life. It is my choice, Nubs. So, fascinating.
Why won't you look at that? separate from whatever you're here to teach me and everyone else here, why won't you look at your patterns of behavior repeated for months that lead to the same fucking outcomes for years?
Paul doesn't see his part in the looping behavior. He gets up, he lives the same day in denial, complaining. Okay, complaining and gossiping about different things. Nubs, okay, burying the hatchet. Does that mean you are here to come correct and actually present yourself with humility and apologize? Are you going to acknowledge any of your wrongdoings today, Nubs? Should you have willingness to be an honest man and present yourself with the mistakes of the past you've identified to see if we agree? You know, until you come ready to apologize, Nubs, yeah, you're a liar. And walk and talk, I saw that. Possibly. Nubs seems to have a real vile demonic energy that finds humor in, you know, insulting and disrespecting others. I know people find that funny in this day and time, disrespect and insults. Nubs, you are a liar and you are ignoring the words you just heard me say. Here, tell you what, Nubs, I don't have to deal with you. That's the wonderful thing, dumbass. There you go. Leave my experience. Wow, my day just got better. No more interference from that asshat Nubs. Oh, I know. Jack, you're supposed to be the Christed man. Yep, I know. But the funny thing is, God allows me to be me. God allows me to be me. People are accusing you of not dealing with your past, and that is the reason of dissing. Hey, Sophia, you're wonderful. Yes, you're right. People have imagined that I have not dealt with my past. People have imagined and spread all sorts of accusations about me, and it's quite, if it wasn't my life and if I wasn't alone, you know, I'm waiting for the day. When is the fucking punchline? When are people going to stop joking around with my life and, you know, help me figure it out? I'm wondering today, why? Why have I been rejected? We can sit around and gossip Paul's been willing to gossip and imagine shit for 8 months, brags about it, but blames me that nothing's been resolved. If people want to blame me for the past, that's their problem. I'm inviting people to, hey, let's focus on the future. Let's create a better world together. Let's bring God into the equation, maybe just once, since I actually sit here every day speaking about the praise of God. Can we please bring God into the equation as a possibility for once, right? Sorry.
Years, months with me, years with you in your life. Disconnected from folks you want to work with, disconnected from folks you love who love you.
I've been asking, I have paid over $20,000 trying to convince people to ask those people he's talking about, the people who who love and care about me, asking them to explain why. Please tell me why. Please. I've reached
over and over. Come in,
get your shit,
get emotionally triggered, go through the loop of denial, calling everyone else in denial. And then as you realize it's going nowhere and you actually have no foundation to stand on, you run off. And you've done it over and over again. And I guarantee you do it with that woman and child of yours. And I guarantee that's why they don't trust you and respect you. Why won't you look at that?
Why doesn't anyone call him out on his lies?
For separate from whatever.
Actually, I see Flow State down there. I'm not alone in calling him out on his lies. I'm just lying, complaining to myself.
You're here to teach me and everyone else here. Why won't you look at your patterns of behavior?
Paul, why won't you look at your patterns of behavior? Paul, why won't you look at your patterns of behavior?
Repeated for months that lead to the same fucking outcomes for years. Months with me, years with you in your life. Disconnected from folks you...
I guess that's enough. I can't take any more today. His fucking negativity. You know, brothers and sisters, I've learned a lot by observing the egoic patterns, the selfish patterns, and self-grandizement, self-glorification. There's lots of evidence over there on the Paul and Slave platform. I should do this if I want to be fair. Here, this is the call it honestly. The channel I was complaining about. Dropped the link in the chat. So, Paul enslaved. You're a foolish, foolish man. In my personal experience, I can honestly say that with integrity. No guilt. So, for those who blindly want to believe the opinions of someone like Paul, someone like Donald Trump, someone like Joe Biden, those people who want to blindly believe stupidity and ignorance, Salty Siren and NJ Jeep Girl have been pretty vocal and active about me. And while I love them as beings and characters, those are examples that came to my head. I don't know. You know what? Flow state, you feel like hanging out? Anyone wants to feel like hanging out? Otherwise, I think I am ready to wrap it up. What day is this? This is Monday, July 3rd. Tomorrow is a supposed celebration of tomorrow is a commemoration and supposed, or a celebration of supposed freedom. So we live in a world of lies, brothers and sisters. We have an option each day to share the light of truth with one another, the light of encouragement, the light of praise, the light of hope. Each of us get to be the light of love in the life of others we get to experience. It's really that simple. How do you want to be remembered? How do you want to remember yourself? Because in the end, we will be judged by the truth, not by your opinions.
You changed your mind, Jack. I'm happy to see that. Thank you.
I'm always willing to allow others to change.
Well, I was under the assumption when you and I buried the hatchet that we had buried the hatchet, but then I was thrown off because I was Nubs, so I didn't know.
Obviously, you assumed wrong then, didn't you?
Well,
or perhaps
I heard
you
what
didn't
you
change.
said.
Or, hey,
No, I heard
Nubs,
what you said. I didn't say anything.
Right, you're back, Nubs. You think you know everything.
No.
Yeah, you said no. You think you know everything between the two of us.
Not at all.
I'm telling you, you are ignoring a lot of things, and you're not ignoring anything. And so you have no confusion.
I know what I heard.
So you're in denial, Nubs. You can leave my life. Please. I've got no use for worthless people like you. And maybe you have value in other areas of your life, but in my life, you are worth less than any of my energy or time. Sophia, I already banned him. Nubs has been just a liar about me He has spoken, he's offered no humility, what zero, no compassion, no respect. He's the one who wants to, rather than acknowledge, maybe even, I know all of you are not callous and heartless. Here, I'll unblock Nubs and allow him to do, since I'm talking about him. Should he return? We'll see. I know all of you are not heartless and actually might care. I mean, I present myself honestly as a man who cares. I care very, very deeply about strangers. Even the people who come up here and insult me, I find ways and reasons to care about them. Rather than have a little sensitivity that I might want to see my son, after hearing that I've already wasted over $20,000 trying to solve my problems on my own, trying to do things on my own, rather than recognize my efforts, this asshat wants to disrespect me as a man and make accusations about me as a father. So welcome back, Nubs. Here,
What
prove
accusations
these
have I
people
made?
right. Nubs, prove these people right. Rather than bringing disagreements and contradictions, rather than bringing conflicts and arguments into my life, prove these people right.
You asked me for my experience a while back. I gave you my experience. You didn't like my experience. You asked for help. I offered help. You didn't like the way I offered help. Simple as that.
Be specific with your lies.
Be specific with my lies. That's rather
You're lying. I'm alleging you are lying. So be specific
Did
with
you
your
not
words.
come on? Did you not come on to a panel and ask for help from Moose, myself, and Paul quite a while ago about how to get in touch with your son and make that connection, etc.?
I've offered, there are plenty of opportunities, and yes, I'm trying to solve this problem in my life. So what help do you think I received from you?
None, because you did not, you ignored anything that I had to say because you
What
felt that
help
I was
do
attacking
you
you.
think, what help do you think you offered to me?
I
Here's
offered you
someone who
every bit of
spoke up
help.
for you. So say again.
I offered you every bit of help the way I was able to offer
What?
it to you.
What did you offer? I'm saying you are lying. You offered me nothing but disrespect.
See, I would disagree because the respectful thing to do, if you see somebody that is about to fall off of a cliff that they don't know is there, legitimately.
Come back to now. Come back to this conversation. You are alleging.
I'm back to the conversation that we had, that you and I, Moose, and also Paul was there.
You're not going to control me. Stop fighting.
How am I controlling you? How am I fighting? Please explain, how am I fighting?
How are you?
I'm giving you answers to your questions.
You don't shut up. You keep speaking over me rather than answer.
Wow.
London, are you here to help? You here to opine that I'm not being fair to Nubs? I'm open to any offers of.
Why are you yelling at me in the first place? No, you've been yelling.
Hey, Nubs. I asked, here's the deal. You know where you stand with me, but you're confused, obviously. So let me not assume. You don't know where you stand with me because you are obviously confused. However, to make things clear, you have spoken inaccurately of me multiple times in the past and already today. So where we're at now, you are in my living room. This is my house. You can be respectful and we can have conversations. You alleged, well, here, I'm telling you that you have been lying and you don't know it and you've not acknowledged it.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and agree to disagree. Respectfully.
Present facts instead of just your opinions. Your disagreements.
I have never given you my opinion. I've always given you the
Your
words.
disagreement is an opinion. What facts show that? What facts show that you have been honorable, honest? Because I am alleging.
Have I ever tried to kick you off of a panel? Have I ever been just
fuck. You don't give a. This is. I give up. London, unless you got anything to offer, this guy's gone.
Yeah, hey,
you
Jack.
Spoke up for him.
I don't even know these people, Jack. I just come to say hello to you, man. I just seen you was live. I was chilling. I thought, let me come and say what's up, man. That's wild. Yeah.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot then. God bless. Thank you, brother.
Nah, you're good, bro.
Dude, London, these people, man, they're seriously. There are people suffering from delusions. It's the egoic nature, okay? It's normal in this society. People like Nubs, there's people like Nubs everywhere. He's normal. Jack is abnormal. Well, guess what? I'm offering love, and this people like Nubs want to bring disrespect and conflicts for no reason. I don't deserve it.
I agree. No one deserves it. I mean, some people actually go around looking for trouble. It's fucking disappointing.
Hey, ERMAV, fine. Yep, I did. I did kind of push my inquiries with Nubs because of his arrogance and controlling, narcissistic, heartless behavior towards me. I suspected that in his home, he's the type that is real controlling and manipulative, perhaps even violent. Okay, so I asked. I didn't jump to conclusions, ERMAV, but plenty of conclusions have been reached about me. And so for you guys to want to defend this nuts, you guys, wow.
Damn, Jack.
London, I love you, brother.
I love you too, bro. Hey, you got to remember, I don't come from the same factory as these guys. So whenever I come into your premises, it's nothing but love, man.
Hey, and thank you for bringing that. And please, you're a loving man, and sometimes I come in carrying an edge. Holy shit.
No problem. No problem.
I had an I was complaining about it earlier. I had an exchange with Paul and his platform earlier, and I started this stream with a little bit of an edge. And some of these characters, though, London, man, brother, I want you, because you are a man of love, you're a man of reasoning, caring, and you don't, and I've seen you care about the big picture from what I've seen. I want you to feel good. I think there's many of us, right? We may not have the community established, but there's many of us today talking about the same things that I'm offering, right? Talking about a better world. So I hope you feel faith. I hope you feel peaceful in your journey, brother.
I do to some degree, but the thing is with me, Jack, I don't think I got nothing to offer people. I can show them things, but I can't offer you things. That's the difference. I can show you, but I can't offer you things. I'm not here to offer. I'm just here to show.
By showing, you are offering. It is your offering. By, well, here in the concept of, like, if we were being grown, like
Hmm.
if we were a tree in our being, you know, through our lifetime, we go through and we gather up all these nutrients of wisdom and experience, all these life lessons, and then that becomes the fruit. That becomes the fruit we offer to the world. So are we carrying around the bitterness? Are we carrying around the, you know, the negativity? Or, brother, by your offering and the energies you share, you're
Okay.
doing your part, man.
Respect to that. I mean, going back to the bitter part, what you just said, right? And then let's use the tree analogy. There is some bitter fruits on the tree, right? Not every fruit's gonna be ripe and ready. But you leave those bitter ones up there, Jack.
Blessings, brother. What a great perspective. Good reminder too, man.
Mm.
Well, that's something, admittedly, as a man in my own self-development, that's something I've been trying to work on. Be more attentive to. When do I speak up? When do I allow that fruit to come forth? Because it may be bitter. It may not be well developed. But learning when to stand up, that's a lesson I've honestly learned the hard way many times. Growing up, I enjoyed getting physical, enjoyed fighting, and I'd jump into a fight, pick a side. And sometimes I pick the wrong one, man.
Mm.
And that happened to me later too, even in my as I started getting more confident and speaking out about what I believed, you know, politics and activism and stuff. I have spoken up publicly and loudly about things that I look back now and I'm like, oh man, you should have shut up. um, but I don't know, brother. We're on this life journey, and I used to hate mine. I really did. I resented the fact that I was given a life. How stupid is that? Um, but a change in the change in our perception, just the intention, a change of intention and a different focus on what you think is important, it'll transform your life. And what I've been getting more and more comfortable with is learning how to just accept, never give up, never give up. We don't have the option to give up because every day we start again. So we don't get to give up, but we got to learn how to accept all the things we've learned.
Hmm. I agree with that. I almost gave up before, so I understand what you're saying.
Glad you didn't.
Me too.
There's a lot of people. You know what? I assume I actually interact with so few people. Dude, my life is really bizarre. It really, really is. It's like seems to be the only way I can find conversations. It's crazy. It's
Oh shit.
London. I'm telling you. Maybe it's just me, but I think if others do it too, if you actually start watching your life like just like it's a movie, right? You don't know what's going to happen next. You're just doing what comes with what's next. And I swear this story I'm living, man. Brother, I have reached out to film producers and well, first I reached out to journalists hoping that if the world started learning what was happening, maybe with some attention, I'd get justice. But I also reached out to uh, video productions. Dude, there's $1 million story in this life. The story that I've lived, it's been an adventure, and I am loving it. But the last 5 years, the adventures have been mostly in my mind, dude. Because outside, I'm living in the same house, I'm driving the same car. The world has totally changed.
Mm-hmm.
But my goals are to bring peace to the world, London. To reform and rewrite the rules that have brought us to here. I think we can. We just got to get the right ideas and the right people together, man. In this world, it can change like that. I'm confident.
I mean, when you say bring back peace to this world, right? Do you think there ever was peace?
I've heard rumors, some of the myths about the time of Atlantis, that
Mm.
I'd heard there was peaceful times then, and then maybe was it Sumeria that was supposed to have been before Atlantis? There was a time before before our Roman ruled time that I do believe there was peaceful times. Since the global banking industry has been formed and established, no, mankind has not known peace since,
Mm.
and it's a shame. Through the greed of humanity, the Western culture will give them credit and blame for the development of the world, right? The Western culture, U.S., Canada, and Europe, through the greed and economic development, we've had some amazing developments, right? Between the infrastructures of our cities, sewage, power, we've got worldwide logistics set up so that we can transport goods and energy all around the world to everywhere. So we've got all of the tools are in place, right, to create heaven on earth. We've got access to the resources. We've got the knowledge on how to work everything together. The only problem is we've got a distribution problem. Our economy is broken because of the methods we distribute, the methods we assign value and distribute resources, energy, and knowledge. So all we got to do is just change that. Be simple, man. Bing, bang, boom. Couple tweaks here, tweaks there. Laws are rewritten. Everyone's free of debt. Wars are ended. We start rebuilding education and communities from the ground up, so to say, with collective, use the administration to help share the resources and knowledge. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you have to share the knowledge. That makes plenty of sense.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, London, I sure appreciate you showing up. And your timing, brother, was impeccable. You bringing that loving, cool energy. Thank you.
No problem. Glad to be of service, man. Glad
Thank
to
you
be
for
of
being
service.
that messenger.
Hey, uh, I even try to show love to the trolls. People that seem, people that don't deserve love. Apparently, I even give love to people that don't deserve it. It's just the least we can do. Just give them a bit of time, give them a bit of airspace. If they ain't saying nothing, then keep them moving.
Well, and this is what's interesting. The peaceful conversations are attracting fewer attention.
Mm,
I trust there's a reason to that. I mean,
mm.
I know what we're sharing, this love, that
That's
is
powerful.
spiritual.
That was
Yep.
powerful. I feel you there. Yo, yeah, I couldn't have said it any better. Jackpot. Mm.
Amen. There will be a time. The numbers are growing, and please, uh, I'll get the link in London too, and hit the subscriptions. Let's build it up, because these peaceful conversations, these are the ones we need. I mean,
Facts.
I don't want to go back to describing what I see as negative, but we've got a lot of these panels developing where people are sitting around gossiping, blaming, and complaining. Dude,
Mm,
there's so much knowledge we can be sharing, right? And
that's it.
with the knowledge we'll gain. Ooh, I apologize, I'm bouncing all over here, but earlier I started with the thought about a conversation I had. Totally drifted off topic, but we all learn these different things through our lives, through the opportunities and experiences of what we encounter. So each of us is like this nugget of treasure, of wisdom, that's unique from everybody else. But especially at this time of the shift, where it's an apocalyptic revelation of what's been going on. There is a fundamental transformation that is happening. And to make your life easier, allow your perceptions and your ways of thinking to shift. And then it becomes more beautiful. The point is, it's real easy once we learn all this stuff to get angry. It's real easy to get angry at what you learn. But even when bad things happen in your life, it doesn't affect you until you learn of it. So don't get angry at knowledge, even if it's bad news, even if it's insulting, even if it's disagreeable.
Mm,
Just make sure it's truthful.
truth. I feel you there. I feel you
So,
there. I think that's a good note to exit on. Yeah, that's brilliant. I like that.
I do too. Hey,
Mm.
as a matter of fact, you're up here too, but I'm going to blow us out. Brothers and sisters, thank you for joining here again or later. And please, London McLovin and Jack Talcott, hit him a subscription or pass on the name. Have a beautiful evening, brothers and sisters. God bless.